Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, happy Sunday. I know you're having a fantastic weekend and you got better things to do than hang out on a YouTube live stream. But I want to help you. I had lots and lots and lots of questions yesterday about the National Visa Center. The National Visa Center questions. I got an invoice number. I don't have my case number. How do I get my case number? How do I get my invoice number? And this is, the immigration process, the folks at the NVC in New Hampshire are administratively challenged, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. They're having a hard time with new people figuring out what to do. Now, if you got your case number, so you got your case number, right? Now you need your invoice number in order to look for the status of your visa. Send to NVC an inquiry. Say, dear, to whom it may concern. Many thanks for the case number. I greatly appreciate it. But what I need is also my invoice number. And give them a day or two, and they will respond to your inquiry. It's just an idea. Now, you don't have to do that, but it's just an idea. The MVC seems to be going fast for some people, going slow for other people. What I did today was, I got the case number after about 115 days from my NOA2 letter, which is absolutely insane. I should have got my case number after 60, 70 days, but it took 115 days. No problem. So I sent an inquiry today saying, look, guys, to whom it may concern, thank you for giving me the case number for Karina's K1 visa in Bogota, Colombia, BGT, whatever the number is, but I need an invoice number. So let's see what happens. I'm going to see if immigration respond to my inquiry. And a couple of days ago, I sent him an inquiry asking for an updated status on our visa. I mean, we've been waiting like forever. Okay. Now it's a slow process and we're patient, but there's a certain point where I get not patient. We're at the end of our process and it's time for the NVC to do their job. And I'm holding them accountable. So should you. Okay. Now, so that's to answer your question about the case number, the invoice number, etc. Once 90 days have passed from your NOA2 letter, send an inquiry. Send them an inquiry. Where's my case number? Where's my invoice number? Blah, blah, blah. And they will put them to work. I mean, you paid for this visa, right? You paid $535 for your visa. The Congress has approved the process, so it's congressional law that says you can do this. You have it's a benefit that's afforded to American citizens, and immigration need to get off their backsides and do their job. And we got Estefania Flores. Hello, Diego. I sent an inquiry asking them to send my case to the embassy, but they haven't replied. I have my case and invoice number. Okay. Do you think I should send another one? So you're in Colombia. So are you the beneficiary in Colombia or are you the sponsor in the United States? Estefania. But to answer your question, you send an inquiry asking them to send your case to the embassy. Okay, you're the beneficiary and you are in Colombia. That's right. Just wait until they respond. Okay. How long ago did you send the inquiry? Was it a week ago? 2 weeks ago? How long ago did you send that? NOA2 was 31 of May. Yeah, Karina's NOA2 letter was the 30th of May. So we're basically in the same boat. We're in the same time frame. Okay. So, Estefania, en mi opinión, espera una semana más. Okay. Wait one more week. And then send another one. Okay. Give them time to respond to it. All right, Estefania, because you're Colombia. You're in Colombia. You're in the same boat as Karina. Okay, and I'm going to help you. Didivon, Diego, I'm so upset. My U.S. Travel Docs account is blocked for 72 hours. Well, Diddy Vaughn, you went in there and did something silly. You kept pushing, trying, enter, right? And they thought you were trying to hack the system. That's why they block it. If you go too fast, like if I'm editing a video, I make you guys a video and I edit it. If I edit too quickly on my computer, okay, the editing software shuts down. There you go. You're going too fast. Slow down. Estefania Flores. Okay, thank you. Yeah, wait a week. Espero una semana, por favor. Okay. And where do you live in Colombia? Are you in Bogota? Because in Bogota, that's where you have to have the medical exam, and that's where you have to have the visa interview. Okay. So if you don't live in Bogota, you got some more traveling to do. You're gonna have to travel from wherever you live in Colombia to Bogota, and there are lots of hotels close to the embassy. Diddy Vaughn, yes, I didn't realize. I think it's because I closed the page without logging off. You gotta slow down, Diddy Vaughn. Remember, that software that you're logging into is ran by the State Department. And the State Department have put security measures in place that if the algorithm believes that it's being hacked, you never know. You got the communist Chinese trying to hack our computers. If it feels like it's being hacked, it will shut you down for 72 hours to protect you. Diddy Vaughn is to protect you, okay, and your case and your information. Suarez. Hi, Diego and Karina. We did the same, sent 2 inquiries and received case and invoice number, but they also sent another number, a beneficiary ID number. Do you know what that is? I have no idea what the beneficiary ID number is. Bring it to the visa interview and see if they need it for anything. Hello, Mr. Immigration Officer. Here's my welcome letter. Here's my invoice number. Here's my case number. Oh, and by the way, here's a beneficiary ID number. Do you need it? I have no idea what that is. Okay. I've never used, in the 3 visas I've processed and completed successfully, I've never once had to use a beneficiary ID number. In fact, I got my old K1 visa paperwork here. This one right here was from 2016. This was for the spousal visa. I've got a case number, which starts with BGT, because that's for Bogota. I got a confirmation number, which was AA, whatever the number, and that's all. There is no beneficiary ID number in this spousal visa. And this is the DS-260, not the DS-160. Okay? I got a document ID number, but that's for the passport. Nothing in here. So, in my opinion, don't worry about it, because I've never had to deal with it. Not one time. Okay? I've never had to deal with it, a beneficiary ID number. I will Google it and see what pops up on Google. Maybe that'll help. And, that's all I can suggest. Diddy Vaughn, have you ever heard of something like that happening before? Yeah, computers do that. The U.S. government have put software in place to protect your account. If you try and race the computer, if you try to be smarter than the computer will the software will close on you. Okay? So you're clear, okay, on NVC inquiries. If you have your NOA2 letter, you got your NOA2 letter, 90 days have gone by, and you haven't heard from the embassy or from immigration at NVC, send an inquiry and ask for the case number and the invoice number and see what happens. I got an inquiry, I sent an inquiry, I got the case number, but I don't have the invoice number. So I sent an inquiry today, which is Sunday, September 24, 2023, and said, hey, where's my invoice number? Tell everybody where you are in the K1 visa process. Where are you? Everybody that's watching. There's only a few of you watching. There's not a bunch of people. It's Sunday. okay, in the afternoon. So everybody's probably, eating dinner, eating lunch with their family, whatever. I don't expect to get a bunch of people on this live stream because it's Sunday afternoon. But where are you guys in the process? Do you have your NOA2 letter? Have you filed a K1 visa yet? Are you waiting to file a K1 visa? Are you planning to file a K1? Are you there? Where are you at? And which country do you live in? Estefania, she's in Colombia, beautiful Colombia. Now, I've explored the whole country of Colombia pretty much. I've been everywhere, all over the place. Colombia's beautiful. And I'm going to go back there one more time with Karina when I get the invoice number and the ready status. That's what I'm waiting on. Once I get the ready status, then I'll do the DS-160 with Karina, pay the visa fee, schedule the interview, blah, blah, blah. Diddy Vaughn, I'm waiting for my interview request to schedule my interview. So you paid the visa fee. You're in New York, and your fiance is in Santo Domingo. Okay. Well, you should be in it. The process should be easy. It's Santo Domingo are processing K1 visas. They're doing it. It should be easy for you. Just slow down on the computer. Don't be in a big rush. Okay. Francois Livingston. Good afternoon, Diego. This is a surprise. Yeah, lots of folks go to work during the week, and there's lots of folks in England, Australia, Egypt, Iraq, Syria, Middle East, UAE, Kuwait, Oman. They all try to get on and watch the show. But when I come on at 7 o'clock at night, it's like their bedtime. So I did it on a Sunday afternoon. Everybody should be out of church or out of their mosque, or whatever they do on a Sunday, and should have some free time, unless they're with their family, and eating dinner, whatever, which is good. I can understand. So this is for you guys. So just keep on pressing on. If you haven't got your NOA2 letter yet, you'll get your NOA2 letter. You'll get it. If you haven't filed your K1 visa yet, I've made videos on how to process a K1 visa. I'll make a new one. I'll make an updated, brand new video on how to put together a K1 visa. I'll put it together. Diddy Vaughn, my stepdad is coming over today so we can fill out the financial sponsor form. Any tips? Okay, tell your stepdad he needs to bring his last 3 tax returns, his W-2s for the past 3 years. He's going to need a letter from his employer saying where he works, how much money he makes. I would get bank statements. If we can get the bank statements, bring those over. So you need the financial documents, not just the I-134. Yeah, it's good. Fill out the I-134. Okay, have him sign it. But he needs to get tax returns, tax transcripts, W-2s, 1099s, letters from his boss where he works, pay stubs, at least 6 months worth of pay stubs. I got like 8 months worth of pay stubs that I've got back there in a little folder. Mr. Nahas, good afternoon, Diego. What's going on, Mr. Nahas? My friend from Iraq, beautiful Iraq. Marlette Chaka, hello, Diego. Marlette, what's going on? High five, everybody. And I'm doing a live stream surprise, guys, because there was still a bunch of questions that were carried over from yesterday. So it's a Sunday afternoon. It's relaxing. Church is over with. You've been to your mosque already. Everything's good. So here I am, ready for your questions. And we were talking about the NVC, the National Visa Center, and how to get invoice numbers and how to get case numbers, etc. And you only want to do that once you've waited at least 90 days after your NOA2 letter. Okay. Karina and our NOA2 letter is dated May 30th, 2023. So that's June, July, August, and now September is almost gone. So that's 4 months waiting on an invoice number, waiting on a ready status. We have a case number, okay? So I'm putting pressure on immigration now. So just respectfully, I'm putting pressure on them for the invoice number, getting them to work the process, which I paid them to do. I paid for this, okay? Just like you guys. Francois Livingston, any latest updates on the processing times? Well, that could be a wide spectrum. Are you talking processing times for the embassy, processing times for the National Visa Center, processing times for USCIS? There are 3 areas that you have to go through in a K1 visa, right? Well, actually 4 if you count the lockbox. You put your K1 visa together, you send it to Dallas, Louisville, Texas. They get it within probably 30 minutes. They've already shipped it off to the USCIS service center. They've got your check. They've cashed it. Then it goes to USCIS, more than likely California. And they're taking about 11 months to adjudicate K1 visas. Then they send it to the National Visa Center. And that's taken about, right now, 2 to 3 months to get that part done. And then then the National Visa Center send it to the embassy. And that's taken anywhere from 4 weeks to 6 months for some embassies. Yvonne, did you schedule the interview yet? No, I got a case number. There's nothing I can do with a case number. Just means that the NVC have the K1 visa in their custody. They're probably waiting for the embassy in Bogota to get unbusy. I believe that the U.S. Embassy is busy in Colombia, in Bogota, Colombia, central Colombia. So they're holding on to my K1 visa at the NVC until the embassy gives them the okay to send it. When the embassy gives them the okay to send our visa to Bogota, then I'll get a invoice number and a ready status or in transit. FTP1, then ready in transit, then ready status. And then when I get the ready status, I'm going to pay the visa fee or help Karina fill out the DS-160, schedule the interview, and then, the routine. You know how to do it. What I'll do, though, is I'm going to fly to Colombia. I'm going to hang out with Karina in our apartment in Bogota once I get the ready status, okay? I'm not going to be here. I want to be in Colombia. So I got to help Karina. We got to pack up our stuff. We got an apartment. We got stuff to sell. We had a TV. We had a big flat screen TV, and our cat jumped up on the TV table, the TV stand, and knocked it over and totally destroyed the TV. So there you go. We had an earthquake in Bogota, a couple of weeks ago, 6.3 magnitude. Shook our apartment was shaking like this. Pictures fell off the wall, stuff fell off the table, but the TV was secured to the wall. Very safe. So nothing happened to the TV. So then we decided, we'll take the TV off the wall and put it on a TV stand just in case we have another earthquake, okay? And we're not so lucky this time. So we took the TV down, put it on a TV stand, and the cat jumped up on there, knocked it over, and destroyed it. So an earthquake couldn't get it, but the cat did. You can't be mad at the cat. Yvonne, same with me. I took your advice and printed out the inquiries. There you go. Since they don't want to send me a welcome letter, there you go. Print. Every time you send an inquiry to the National Visa Center or an email to USCIS or an email to the embassy, print the email, okay? Because it's going to timestamp the date you sent the email, which will continue to extend the visa that you have. Because if you look on the NOA2 letter, if you look on the back of the NOA2 letter, there's a 4-month window of time when it expires. Like our NOA2 letter approved K1 visa expires, I think, today. I think it expires today. But I've been sending inquiries. I've been printing the emails, which automatically extends the NOA2 letter. But you got to prove it. Angieka, I'm leaving all my stuff in my country for my parents. Good. Other than some clothes. Bring some clothes. Yeah, that's a good idea. Very nice of you to do that, Angieka. What we're going to do is we're going to give our stuff to our family. Karina has brothers that live in Colombia. They relocated from Venezuela to Colombia. We'll give them the beds, and we'll give them, the knives and the forks and all of the stuff we have, except for clothes. Lisa Washington, I have an invoice number since July 31, but still showing that my case is at the NVC. I messaged the embassy in Monrovia, Liberia, no response. Okay, make sure you print that email to the embassy in Monrovia, because that will keep your case active so you don't time out on your visa, okay? I think the embassy in Monrovia is busy, so they're backed up with work, okay? Send them another email and print the email so you can prove your communication. Cecil Lahima, hi Diego, hope you and your prometida are doing great. Always. Actually, woke cases went from transit to ready on Friday, but till now we did not receive any welcome letter from the NVC Abu Dhabi. Okay, well, keep track. Make sure you print that information. Okay, that's all you need is evidence of the communication. Francois Livingston, I'm referring to some of us who only have received NOA1. Right. Okay, Francois. So you are waiting for your NOA2 letter. Right now, as of September 24th, 2023, okay, it's taking about 11 months to process NOA1 to NOA2. So look at the date on your NOA1 letter, okay? Add 365 days minus 30 days. And that's when you should get your NOA2 letter, okay? You got it? It's getting pretty fast. For USCIS are moving pretty quick. It may be quicker than that, okay, in your case. It could be quicker for you. You could be a 9-month window there, Francois. It could be 9 months for you, okay? And another thing, let's talk about this. Yeah, that's just what I was going to get ready to talk about. Francois, Diego, will a possible government shutdown affect USCIS? No. Let me explain to you about USCIS, okay? USCIS is funded by us, by you, okay? It's fee funded. 99% of USCIS is funded by visa fees, K1, F1, whatever, primarily K1, okay? So if the government shuts down because the Republicans and the Democrats cannot get their act together and put together a budget, which doesn't destroy our economy like Venezuela, right now, our government's operating like the Venezuelan government, spending money, printing money, spending money, printing money. And there's a few congressmen out there that don't like that, like Congressman Matt Gaetz, for example. Congressman Matt Gaetz says, wait a second, we got to quit playing this game of Venezuelan spending and printing money. We got to stop, or we're going to be like Venezuela. So what he's saying is he's not going to agree to any government funding until the Republican Speaker of the House puts together a budget. You have a budget at your house, right? I have a budget. I have a budget for food. I got a budget for lights, gas. I got a budget, and I don't spend past my budget. The U.S. government has to spend within its means, okay? So what happens if the government shuts down to immigration? Nothing. USCIS will continue to process K1 visas. Now, the State Department is funded in part by fees, okay? So what's going to happen at the State Department? Where they issue the visas? Nothing. Nothing's going to happen. The only thing that could possibly happen is that the embassies could slow down, not issuing K1 visas, because that they're funded by us, but processing other things, like work visas. If you want to come to the United States to work, you have a degree in engineering and you want to come and work for an engineering company, and the engineering company applies for you to move to the United States temporarily for 2 years, whatever, to work. Those are the people that will be affected, okay, primarily by a government shutdown. K1 visas, no. Spousal visas, no. So relax, guys. Don't listen to the fake news. Okay? Don't go in there in Facebook and the government's going to shut down, visa processing is going to stop. It's not true. Okay? Stay out of Facebook. I took Facebook off my phone. Okay? I used to have Facebook on my phone so I could post stuff for our travels with Karina for immigration to see where I'm at. But I'm in Florida, right? So I took Facebook off my phone. I don't even look at it. I can't stand it, honestly. Okay? Because it's all basically, if you're in Facebook and you write something that the Facebook fact checkers don't like, they censor you. Okay? And that's a violation of your constitutional right to free speech. So I'm basically done with Facebook. I will go back to Facebook when I get to Colombia and I'm with Karina. We're going to go visit the coffee region. Okay, we're going to go visit the coffee region in Colombia. And then I'll put Facebook back on my phone so I can post pictures of Karina and I in the coffee region. Okay, then I got it date stamped. Then if immigration want to look at my Facebook page, they can see I'm in Colombia with Karina. And that's it. When Karina's in the United States and we're married, Facebook is going to be gone. Let's see here. So Francois, relax on that, okay? Cecil Hammer. So Diego, is it possible for a case to be ready and the welcome letter or further instructions comes later? Yeah, but if you're in ready status, okay, you should start processing your visa. Forget about the welcome letter. Start processing the visa. If you got ready status, NGECA, they have skipped our case. We applied in August and we haven't gotten anything. We may be in the forgotten pile. NGECA, there is no such thing as a forgotten pile. Immigration has not forgotten about your case. Every single K1 visa will be processed. As per the law of the United States, the Congress of the United States put together the INA, the Immigration and Naturalization Act. Congressional law says if you apply for a K1 visa as an American citizen, you have a right as an American citizen to marry a foreign national. So your visa is not going to be forgotten. It may take longer than others to get processed. Look at our case. I've been waiting 4 months now for an invoice number and for ready status. Nothing I can do about it except send inquiries, right? And if I get really irritated, I will have my congressman or my senator call them up. But I understand the embassy in Bogota is busy, so I'm being level-headed. I'm being responsible adult here, right? They're busy. You can't make somebody work faster than their workload, so we're just being patient. But will the government shutdown affect immigration, K1 visas? No. Susie, hello, Goldamis. Hello, Diego. What's going on, Susie? John K, best of luck on your K1 visa journey. Diego, hey, we're good. We're good, John K. We're just waiting it out. Diddy Von, the true Diego, we aren't made for so much information in one day. It's unhealthy. There you go. Diddy Von, you put it exactly right. The human brain can only take so much information at one time. Facebook will inundate you with so much information, most of it just garbage, and give you a headache. When I got Facebook off my phone, this close to our K1 visa adjudication, I don't need it. Okay? I don't need the headache. And then, you go into a K1 visa group that, there's this problem. The government's going to shut down. Our visa's going to be blocked. It's all garbage. Okay? I don't go in Facebook. John K, I was tempted to join a K1 Facebook related page, but it's swamped with mixed information and fear from users. Glad I didn't join. John K, very good decision. Excellent decision. Stay out of Facebook. Okay? Let me see here. About a year ago, I was in Colombia with Karina, and I had a fantastic video that I put together. It's fantastic on how to put together a K1 visa. I mean, it explains everything. Okay. And I dropped the video in a Facebook group, the K1 Visa Facebook group. And the administrator of the group, kicked me out of the group and said, "You can't post that in here." I said, "Why not? It's a group about K1 visas and how to create a K1 visa. I made a video on how to do it. Why can't I show people?" "Well, it's self-promotion." I'm like, "Seriously?" I said, "I know how to do this. How am I promoting myself? I know how to do it. Those people don't know how to do it. I want to help them." It's crazy. And I'm like, "Okay, see you later." I have all this knowledge up here on how to put a K1 visa together that I give to you guys for free. And then we get some dictator running a Facebook group that thinks he's the king of the group. "I'm the administrator." Okay, well, administrate. See you later. I don't want to be part of you. Let's see here. Francois Livingston, thank you. "I don't like Facebook." Nah, it's ridiculous. "My fiance despises social media too." Well, Karina likes Instagram, okay, and she likes looking on. She looks at Instagram. She looks at cake recipes and how to make cakes, and it's information. That's all she does, because she's the manager of a cake store, and when she gets to the United States of America, I'm going to get her started as her own business. She's got all this knowledge up here, how to run a business. She's an entrepreneur, so we'll start a business. Well, she won't, but I'll help her do it. Do we need Facebook to do that? No, not at all. Not at all. So my advice to you guys, honestly, is don't stay out of Facebook. You're going to get a headache. You're going to get in arguments with people. You're going to argue with people over stuff that's not relevant to anything, right? Politics, visas, immigration, the climate, the hurricanes. You're going to argue about something. The price of tea in China. So if you want to keep a calm head and have a clear head, just go about your daily life without social media. You don't need it. Now let's see. H Money. I like that name. H Money. H Money has a question. What happens if NOA2 letter expires before the NVC sends the case number? Well, what you need to do, H Money, is send an inquiry. I just talked about it for the last 20 minutes. You send an inquiry to the National Visa Center and you say, "My NOA2 letter expires on this day. Where's my case number? Where's my invoice number? Please assist." Very respectfully, whoever, to whom it may concern. "My NOA2 letter is fixing to expire. Where's my case number? Where's my invoice number?" Submit it. Print that email. It's going to go to your Gmail account, right? When I send an inquiry to the NVC, it goes to my Gmail account, an email account. It says, "Don't respond to this email. Wait for them to respond to you." I print that email. That is evidence of communication with immigration. That will automatically extend your NOA2 letter. Okay? H Money, do you understand what I just said? When you send an inquiry to the NVC, you extend your NOA2 letter by doing that. You're maintaining contact with immigration. If you don't maintain contact with immigration for a year, your visa will be terminated and they will think you abandoned it. So you got to maintain contact. Do you understand? Maintain contact, you're good to go. Okay, guys? So I made a video about that. And if you have any ideas for videos, let me know. This is your YouTube channel. I'm here to get you through this K1 visa process for free. I give you all this advice. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you legal advice. Okay, I don't work for USCIS. I don't work for the State Department. But I've been through 3 visas successfully, 2 K1s and a spousal over the last 8 years. So I know how to do this. John K, good question. H Money. To add on to that, Diego, it is expired. Is an expired NOA2 letter relevant if I already have an interview scheduled for my fiance? No, it's irrelevant. The NOA2 expiration date's irrelevant. You've already scheduled the visa interview. So it's irrelevant. Okay? The only thing you need to focus on is the visa interview and putting the visa in the passport and getting on a plane and getting to the United States and getting married. And you got to get married within how long? How long do you have? Once you get to the United States of America, how many days do you have to get married? And if you don't get married in that time frame, what happens? Okay, you know the answer, right? You got 90 days to get married, and if you don't, your beneficiary will be given a letter of deportation. The K1 visa is good for 90 days to get married. Once you land in America, the K1 visa becomes obsolete. Then you go into what's known as an I-94. The I-94 then kicks in and gives you 90 days to adjust to status. Well, you got more time than that, actually. You can adjust to status as you know, within as long as you want. But the thing is this, if you can adjust your status within 90 days and apply for your green card within 90 days, you'll get your green card that much quicker. The Social Security card that much quicker. Okay? If you procrastinate and you adjust the status 5 months later, 6 months later, immigration's not going to be in a hurry to get you a green card. If you're not in a hurry to get the green card, if you can't get it done within 90 days, immigration is not going to bust their tail to help you. It could take you a year to get your green card. But if you get it done within 90 days, fill out the adjustment of status paperwork, the I-865. Fill out the affidavit of support, the I-864. Include the I-693 medical exam and vaccination information. Put your beneficiary, your new wife or husband, on the car title, on the lease to your apartment or your townhouse or your home where you rent, buy, or live. Put his or her name on the power bill, the electric bill, the water bill, the gas bill. Get her a CVS card. Put her on the homeowners association as a person living in your house. If you have a homeowners association, you know, you won't probably be able to get a joint bank account without a social security number, but you can put your beneficiary, your new husband or wife, as a POD, payable on death. Put him or her as a payable on death. Print that. Put it in your adjustment of status paperwork. Your adjustment of status paperwork must include the marriage license. You got to prove you got married, right? Got to have the marriage license. You got to include Form I-94. What is that? Well, that's the arrival and departure form. You came into the United States legally. You met face-to-face with a Border Patrol officer. He or she blessed your visa and said, "Welcome to America." Then he creates or she creates an I-94. You got to print it. Takes about a week or two to get it, and then include it in your adjustment of status paperwork. You got to prove the citizenship of your husband or wife is U.S. Copy of the passport, biographic page, naturalization certificate, birth certificate. You got to include your birth certificate, Miss Beneficiary, translated into English. Okay? There's a lot of paperwork that is involved in putting together adjustment of status. If you can get it all done within 90 days, you're going to be a hero and you're going to get your green card just like that. Furious Ram, sorry, Diego. I came late, but can you answer Honey question again? You talking M Money. M Money's question was, what happens if the NOA2 expires before the NVC sends the case number? It will not expire as long as you send an email, an inquiry to the NVC. If your NOA2 letter expires tomorrow, today, send an email inquiry to the NVC and ask them for the case number. Print the email and it will timestamp the email. You send an email, you send an inquiry to the NVC. At the bottom of the inquiry form, it asks for your email address, your Gmail account, right? Put it in there. You get an automatic response from the National Visa Center. We received your email inquiry. Thank you for the question, blah, blah, blah. We will get back to you within whatever. Print that email. What does that do? It extends your NOA2 letter. It extends it. You're still continuing the process. Francois Livingston, Diego, thank you for your patience. No problem. I'm a very patient person and answering our repetitive questions. No, it's okay. Many of us come onto the live chat at different times. It's good. Here's the thing. The secret to a successful K1 visa, besides being qualified for the benefit, is to relax and be patient and wait wait your turn. Just be patient. I had to wait 1.5 years for a spousal visa, got it approved, and then she said, "Oh, I don't want to live in the United States anymore." After I sat on my backside waiting for 1.5 years. You know, you learn to be patient during this process. So what did I do? I divorced her. Boom. Adios. H Money, I sent an inquiry through the email website. Both didn't go through. I got an email back saying to submit it through the website, and the website said it's not available. By the way, an NOA2 letter is 70 days old. Okay, well, I sent an inquiry to the National Visa Center on my cell phone. It went through. There's no problem with the National Visa Center inquiry form. That's an operator error. Okay, there's no problem with the inquiries. You got to send one, and you got to print it that you have maintained contact with the immigration. That will extend your NOA2 letter. John Labatt, Diego and Karina, hola, John, to everyone. Hello, what happens to a child, say 16? Are we responsible for that person reaching 21, or is it 10 years still? How does that work? I don't understand the question. If you have a kid, if you're bringing somebody to the United States of America as a beneficiary, man or woman, and they have a child who is under 21, 20 years or younger, they become a K2 derivative. And they come to the United States with their mom or dad. That's how that works. I don't understand 10 years. Is it 10 years? Rephrase the question. If you are bringing somebody to the United States of America and they are under 21 years old, they're 20 years, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, whatever, they're a derivative, they get a K2 visa. GS, hey Diego, good to see you again. What's going on, GS? GS, may I ask, as a British fiance, will my bank accounts be scanned by USCIS? No, they will not, because I would like to buy furniture for myself in my fiance's house in the USA. Okay, I bought furniture for our apartment in Bogota, Colombia, on my credit card in Bogota. We had a little apartment, or Karina did. Karina had a little apartment. It wasn't much room. She was just her. But then she got hooked up with Diego, and I said, we're moving into a bigger place. We're not going to stay here. So when I came back to the United States, I asked her to go find an apartment that was big, with lots of room to swing a cat in, because we have a cat now. Now, we're not going to swing the cat, obviously, but we needed space. She found an apartment, and I went back to Colombia. I sent her money to buy some furniture, a table, a bed, a nightstand, a TV, all that kind of stuff. We set up in the apartment on my credit card. It's got nothing to do with immigration. It's none of their business. But I kept the receipts because the receipts are proof of support for Karina. I put them in my K1 visa package. Oh, by the way, immigration, I bought a bed, I bought a nightstand, I bought a TV, I bought picture frames for our photos, because we got pictures of us all over the apartment together, so Karina can look at my face every morning while we're separated. Okay, she'll wake up and there's my mug right there on the wall. Immigration don't care about your bank account, GS. They don't care. All they care about is you qualify for the visa, which means you're not a criminal. Your police check comes back good. You're medically qualified. That's it. If you're medically qualified and you don't have a criminal record, welcome to the United States. But if you want to buy furniture for yourself in your sponsor's house in the United States, knock yourself out. You can do that. Go ahead, GS. You can do that. But I need some furniture too. If you're buying in the mood for buying furniture, I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. HY, Diego, how about the NOA2 expiring after you schedule your interview? That you haven't expired. Should I contact the embassy? No. Your NOA2 letter has been automatically extended by the embassy because you scheduled the visa interview. So your NOA2 letter now expires on the date of the visa interview. Okay? Then you get the K1 visa in the passport. Then you get on a plane. Just Lenny, what can I do? What can you do for what? Just Lenny, did I miss a question? I don't see the question. Huda, hey Diego, question. Does my fiance need to bring the NOA2 letter to the interview? Yes. Listen up, guys. You got to bring your NOA2 letter to the K1 visa interview. That's your approval letter. A copy of it, not the original. The original copy, you can put in a picture frame, hang it on your wall in your house, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor. But make lots of copies. Make at least 10 copies. Give a copy to your beneficiary to bring to the visa interview. You will also need a copy for the adjustment of status. When you file for your green card, you must include in the adjustment of status paperwork your NOA2 letter, not the NOA1 letter. That's irrelevant. The NOA2 letter. Let me see here. I don't want to miss anybody, okay? You guys, every question is important. Huda, also my case is ready for interview. Get her done. But I did not receive a welcome letter. Don't worry about it. Should I fill out the DS-160? Yes. Fill out the DS-160, submit it, and print the confirmation page. Come on, Huda. Get off this live stream. Go fill out the DS-160, submit it to the embassy, print the confirmation page. Please do that. And pay for the visa fee too. Francois Livingston, you are so right, Diego, and I've been following your voice and stay one about keeping busy. Stay busy. And what I did this weekend, I did concrete resurfacing, okay, to my front steps. How's that for keeping busy? That's good. Just make sure no cats walk across it, because then you're going to have footprints on the steps. Tokyo, I tell you what, our cat Tokyo is good, okay? GS, Tokyo didn't get hurt. He just knocked the TV over. He's a strong cat. But Tokyo, if he saw Francois laying concrete, he'd sit there and watch. And then when the concrete was when Francois got finished, he'd get up and walk across it, just because he can. Okay, he's a very mischievous cat, but he's a good cat, and I can't wait for him to get here. He'll have a big house to explore instead of an apartment. So GS, Tokyo is doing perfectly fine. In fact, Tokyo was probably the only member of the family that watched TV, because at night Karina would turn on the TV with birds and butterflies, and he would sit there and look at the birds like he was going to go attack them. Right? He'd sit there for an hour just watching birds on TV, and then he knocks over the TV. It was basically Tokyo's TV anyway. So he's the one missing out. Karina can catch up on the news on her laptop. She's got a laptop computer. She can plug it in, turn it on, flip it up, and catch the news. John Labatt, sorry, my friend, I don't mean to confuse. I'm asking, once any child or children reach the age of 21, are we still responsible for them? Are we still responsible for them? It's Sunday, LOL. Okay, John, listen up. When you bring a child to the United States of America from a foreign country on a K-2 visa, you are responsible for that kid until they either, one, become a U.S. citizen, two, have worked for 10 years, okay, and they have 10 years worth of work credits from the Social Security Administration, or three, they go back to their home country, or four, something horrible happens and they go to heaven. Okay? So, let's suppose you bring somebody to the United States who's, say, 18 years old. No problem. The kid is an adult in the United States of America. Can buy a gun, can learn to drive, can vote. Well, they can't vote until they're a U.S. citizen, so backpedal on that. But you know what I'm saying, right? You are responsible for that kid until they become a U.S. citizen. They've got 10 years worth of work credits under their belt. Like I just mentioned, or they go back to their home country. Okay? They're your dependent for 10 years, basically, or until they become a citizen. You bring a kid to the United States and they turn 18. Oh, they're an adult in the United States, right? They're adult. Yes, true. But guess what? Your beneficiary is what, 35, 40 years old, 25, 26 years old? Guess what? You're responsible for that person too. It's got nothing to do with anything but responsibility, financial responsibility. So the 10-year rule is in effect, yes, for a kid. So let's suppose you bring a kid here and he's 10 years old. Then he turns 18, then he goes to work. That's when the clock will start for the Social Security benefits, when he starts working. Hopefully, you bring a child over here that you adopt that child and give him citizenship. That would be the best thing to do. That would be the right thing to do. Francois, I mean to say advice. Siri messed up my text. Well, get rid of Siri. I didn't catch it in time. Don't worry. Get Siri. What's Siri? I don't use Siri. Let's see. Y05. Hi, Diego. Hello, Y05. How's your beneficiary? How's your fiance? Is she holding up in Venezuela? Just Lenny. Hi, hello, Diego. After an inquiry, we received our NVC case number. Okay. And it says that the case is ready. Okay. But we haven't received the welcome letter. Don't worry about it. I filed for the DS-160 since the case was ready. Good job. File the DS-160. Pay the visa fee. Schedule the interview. Okay? And don't worry about the welcome letter. Forget about it. GS, I know you're messing, sending some Jaffa cakes through the airwaves. Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to go down probably next week. If I haven't heard from immigration, I'm just going to take a drive down to Navarre Beach. There's a British store in Navarre Beach that sells Jaffa cakes. Oh, you guys, yesterday sent me a bunch of super chats, and so I'm going to buy some Jaffa cakes, and with the super chats from yesterday. I want to buy some Jaffa cakes, and maybe I'll get some salad cream. I like salad cream in sandwiches with tomatoes, cheese and tomato with the salad cream. That's a heck of a sandwich right there. Let's see. Gisleni, I filed for the DS-160, received the confirmation, but didn't ask me to pay any fees. Okay, Gisleni, the DS-160 is a free form. There is no cost for the DS-160. It's free. So you will not be asked to pay a fee for the DS-160. There's no charge. But you got to pay for the visa interview. There's a separate place that you do that. Okay? There's a separate place in U.S. travel docs where you pay for the visa interview. Or you can email the embassy and say, hey, how do I pay my visa fee? Dear U.S. Immigration. So don't worry about that, just Lenny. There's no charge for the DS-160, okay? It's no cost. But you got to pay the visa fee. HY, Diego, do you have to provide employment letter if you are self-employed for the I-134? No, you don't. I just made a video I made a fantastic video on the documents that are required to prove income for a person who's self-employed. Look at that video. If you page through the videos, you'll find it self-employment. Y05. So it's okay to submit receipts of purchases of electronics or furniture from my spouse in the K1 visa. Yes, that's proof of support. Include it in your K1 visa package. Whatever you buy your beneficiary. Whatever you buy, like I bought Karina a cell phone. Her phone died. She had a phone, an old phone from Venezuela. Okay, I'm surprised it worked in Colombia, but she flipped the SIM cards around. She brought it to Colombia, and I was with her one day, and the phone just died. Poof. And it was like 3 days before her birthday. So I went to the electronics store in Bogota. I bought her a brand new iPhone. Beautiful iPhone. It's not going to work here in the United States, by the way, but she needed communication. So I bought her an iPhone, wrapped it up, and gave it to her for her birthday. I put the receipt for her iPhone that I bought for her as a birthday gift. I put the receipt. I got a piece of paper like this. I taped the receipt right here, and then I typed on the computer, birthday gift for Karina, March 2022. And then here was the price and everything for the cell phone. Okay? That is evidence of a gift. Something I bought for Karina. I wanted to do it. I mean, it was in my heart. She needed a phone. And it so happened that her phone died 3 days before her birthday. I included it in my K1 visa package. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody, guys. Y05. Go ahead and include that information, okay, about your furniture purchases in your K1 visa. But you got to type up nice and pretty so immigration can read it. Don't handwrite it. Type. This is furniture I bought for my fiance as a gift. Malat Chaka. How long does it take after the NVC K1 FTP? Well, that just means that your visa's in an airplane flying to an embassy. It depends on what country. If you have a question about the embassy, you got to tell me what country you're in so I know how to answer the question. So you should ask me the question, how long does it take at the U.S. Embassy in this country after the NVC K1 FTP? Then I can answer your question better. John Labatt, Diego, thanks. I was just asking for information. No worries. I'm taking care of everyone I bring to the U.S. Oh, of course you are, John. You're good. I got no doubt about that at all. But it's good information to know. Okay? It's good information to know. Francois Livingston, no cats. I put a sign up, LOL. So you're laying this concrete down and you put a sign up, no cats. Okay. I'm taking, let me see. Catch the live chat tomorrow night. Take care. Good night, Francois. H Money, what is the current NVC case creation time after the NOA2 letter? I don't know. And I don't care. Honestly. It's irrelevant. It seems like it's longer than what they report on their website. Rule number 1, don't look at their website. It will give you a headache and bad information. Rule number 2, once 90 days have passed and you haven't received the case number, you got your NOA2 letter. Here's your NOA2 letter. Okay? And it says it expires in 4 months. Well, it doesn't. After 90 days, send an inquiry to the NVC. Hey, to whom it may concern, where's my case number, please? Please send me my invoice number. What's the status of my visa? Immigration will respond to you with an answer. It's in ready status. It's in transit. Here's your case number. It's still at USCIS. Okay? So forget about all this data and all that other stuff. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about processing times, creation times, range numbers. It's all irrelevant. You are concerned only with 3 things. NOA2 letter, ready status, date of your visa interview. Those are the 3 things that you must be concerned about. Nothing else. NOA2, ready status. When is my interview? You schedule it, mostly. Those are the three things you got to worry about, okay? Anything else is just irrelevant. Hey, Diego, just joined. What's your case update? I got a case number. That's it. Nothing else. Oliver Gonzalez. Hello, Diego. I would like to know why they put a valid date on the approval. I explained my case was approved in August of this year, and it says that the approval date is valid until December. Don't pay attention to it. Like I just said, you're concerned about three things: your NOA2 letter, the ready status, the visa date, the interview date at the embassy. Those are the three things you are put your mind on, okay? That's it. Oliver Gonzalez. Hello, Diego. I would like to know why they put a valid date on the approval. Who knows? My case was approved in August, and it says that the approval date is valid until December. Disregard it. It's irrelevant. Don't pay attention to it. But you must send an inquiry. You must send an inquiry to the National Visa Center if you have not heard from immigration after 90 days. Okay? You must. And then print that email, and that will, and when the inquiry hits the NVC, they automatically extend your NOA2 letter. Okay? That's how it works. Focus on ready status and interview date. And you and if you obviously need a case number and an invoice number to do some of those things. Let me see. Jan Shet Cano time. Also, my interview is 27 October. Good. I haven't done my medical yet. Why not? It's still early though. You still have time. Because I had an arm surgery, and there's also 3 October and 6 October interview appointments available at Islamabad. Okay. If you had an arm surgery, that's not going to stop you from having a K1 visa. It's not a contagious disease. I am very sorry that you had an arm surgery. I'm very sorry to hear that. I had surgery on my feet. I had surgery on my arms. I had a kidney stone removed. I've had surgeries. None of that would block you from getting a K1 visa. Get your medical exam done. GS, what a shame fiance has to give up her country at K1 issuance. It would be better for us girls to come to the USA, get married, and then fly back home, then close the flat house, less pressure. GS, you don't give up your country when you get a K1 visa. How do you mean you give up your country? You don't give up your country. Karina's not giving up her country. When she becomes a U.S. citizen, she's still a Venezuelan. She'll be a Venezuelan, but she's more focused on becoming an American. She's not going to forget about Venezuela. Her family's in Venezuela. Her mom lives there. She has another brother lives there. Her dad lives there. I can't go visit. If I get on a plane, if I get a visa to go visit Venezuela, as soon as I get off the plane, the Maduro communists will take me, put me in a room, and you'll never hear from me again. All right? So that's why I can't go to Venezuela. But I did put my foot on the line. I put my foot on the line. We went to the border of Venezuela and Colombia in 2022, January of 2022. And I just put my foot close to the line. And I told Maduro, come and get me, dude. I'm right here. Come on, man. Come and get me. Jansha. But I didn't book it because of my arm. Book your medical exam. Get it done. I'm going under surgery now. I'm in recovery, but still worried. Okay, I'm sorry about your arm surgery, and it sucks, and it probably hurts, right? Okay, but you're not going to get a pity party from me because they fixed your arm, and you're not going to lose your K1 visa because you had an arm surgery. You're going to be fine, okay? The only medical conditions immigration is really concerned about are communicable diseases, okay? Tuberculosis, that's treatable. Are you going to lose a K1 visa if you test positive for TB? No, you're not. You just got to get treated. Then you got to come back with an inactive sputum test, and you're good. If you have a surgery on your arm, the doctor's going to write a letter. We fixed the arm. Everything's good, ready to go, and you get your visa. But I'm sorry you had surgery, okay? But no pity party from me, because you are going to fix your arm. Your arm's got fixed. You're going to get your visa, but you must schedule your medical exam. Listen to me, guy. Listen to me. Schedule your exam, okay? James Van Scoda. When you get married and your name is changed, how do you get the passport changed if you can't go back to that country until the green card? Go to the embassy in Washington, D.C. Do it online, okay? For Karina, it's going to be probably impossible because we don't have an embassy for Venezuela in the United States. We don't like the Venezuelan government. They're a communist dictatorship. We don't like them. All right, so we don't talk to them. We kicked them out of here, and they kicked us out of their country, and we kicked them out of our country. The government, the people are good. There's nothing wrong with the Venezuelan people. It's my family. Karina's family is my family. My mother-in-law is Venezuelan, soon to be. I love her to death. I'm going to help her. I'm going to help her get out of Venezuela. But here's the deal. If you have a Spanish passport, you get married, you change your name, go to the Spanish embassy or the Spanish consulate and say, I want to get a new passport. They'll change it. If I'm in Colombia and I lose my passport, I lost my passport. Stupid me, right? What am I going to do? I'll go to the embassy in Bogota. Hey, I lost my passport. Hey, idiot. Okay, here's a new one. Go to the Spanish embassy, go to the French embassy, go to the, whatever embassy of your country and get your passport changed. But Janeska, you need to book your medical exam, okay? Your arm's all fixed up now. You're good. Lenny, what is the invoice ID number and when are we supposed to receive it? The invoice number is issued by the embassy, so you can process, telling you that they have that you're in a ready status, so you can process your visa. Some embassies issue them, some embassies don't. Furious Ram, you will be notified once this case is forwarded to your assigned U.S. Embassy Consulate General mean it is in transit? No, it does not. It means that the NVC are lazy and it's sitting on a shelf at the NVC and they'll get to it when they get to it and then they'll ship it to your embassy. And then they will notify you when they ship it. That's what it means. I'm sorry if I'm being harsh on the NVC, but I don't trust them anymore ever since they told me the U.S. Embassy in Bogota was closed because of COVID, when I know that it's not. I can talk. I got the embassy in speed dial on my cell phone. I can call the embassy anytime. Well, except on the weekends, they're usually closed. Let's see. Furious Ram, do you understand that the NVC have your visa? When they mail it to the embassy, they'll send you an FTP1 email, then an in-transit email, then the embassy will send you a ready status. GS, bonsoir François, a trouvé la plaque sur le chadro. Now we got French going on in here. Okay, we got GS in England talking French. Now, I took French in high school, and I think I got kicked out of my French class because of some reason. I thought it was boring, and I told my French teacher, this is boring. I can't learn this. You're a terrible teacher. I need a new teacher. So she kicked me out of the French class, and they put me in percussion class or something. But I could speak French years ago when I was a kid. I just can't remember how to do it. Randall Wheat, we got a welcome letter 9 days ago saying that our visa had been sent to the embassy in Manila. Okay. Any guess as to how long before we could get a ready status? Just curious. Usually 2 to 4 weeks. And then GS said, I thought your cat joke was funny. Yeah, that's good. Our cat is very intelligent. Tokyo knew he messed up. He jumped up on the table, knocked the TV over, destroyed this flat screen TV that survived an earthquake. And it was his TV, basically. He's like, uh-oh, whoops. Malet Chaka, how long does it take NVC, K1 FTP in Ethiopia? 6 to 8 weeks. Randall, look at, oh, I got to give Randall Wheat a salute. I got a Mountain Dew super chat from Randall. Thank you, my friend. I salute to Randall for a super chat. Let's see. I don't want to miss any questions. The questions are important. Christopher Stout, we got to focus on October. Yay! November, December. There you go. 2022. Hopefully it will start next week. No problem. That's true, Christopher. Good point. Good post. Jansher. Also, my case was ready after USCIS in just 57 days. That's good. Y05. So you did step into Venezuela, Diego. Yeah, I think I did, Y05. I think I stepped into Venezuela without a visa. Now, the U.S. government, the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, I signed up for their program, letting them know I was in Colombia. So they knew where I was, my address, my phone number. The U.S. government knew I was in Colombia, and they sent me an email, and they said, don't go to these places. Don't go to this district. Don't go to the frontier with Venezuela. Don't go here. Don't go here. Now, I'm a retired Navy senior chief. Okay? When I get told I can't go someplace, guess what? I'm going to go there. The U.S. government can advise me. They can't tell me. So all those places I was told not to go to, I went. And it wasn't dangerous. I didn't get kidnapped. I didn't get attacked. I didn't get shot. And in fact, the people were very nice. Very nice people. Then the U.S. government sent me an email. There's a massive protest in front of the U.S. Embassy in Bogota. Oh, cool. I haven't been to a protest before. Let me see what they're protesting. So I went to the protest, and there was like 4 people in front of the embassy with a sign talking about climate change. I'm like, this is a protest? You guys don't understand the sun heats up the planet? You don't understand the sun controls the temperature on the earth? What are you here for? So I bought them all donuts. And then I was told I couldn't go to the frontier with Venezuela because I could get kidnapped. So I went to the frontier with Venezuela with Karina. Cucuta, what a fantastic town that is. And I put my foot this close to the line between Venezuela and Colombia. And then I took a picture which says, welcome to Colombia. I'll put it on a video. I'll make a video and I'll show you guys. So apparently I may have been in Venezuela by accident because I'm standing in front of a sign that says, welcome to Colombia. Buenas y Colombia. So apparently I was there by accident. So I don't know. I'm still here. I didn't get kidnapped. And everybody was nice. The Venezuelans were flowing into Colombia to buy stuff. One guy came in and bought a tire. He needed a new tire for his car. He couldn't get one in Venezuela. He couldn't get one. So he crossed into Colombia. He bought a tire at the tire store in Cucuta, and he walked back across the border with a tire over his arm. And I talked to him. I said, why are you here? He said, I needed a tire. I said, why did you buy it here? Why didn't you buy it in San Antonio, in Venezuela? Well, he said, we don't have electricity. The price is 1 million times the cost. And they don't have anything in stock. He said, communism sucks. So I have to come to Colombia to buy stuff. I said, oh, okay. So, what can I say? Let me see. So Y05, yeah, I may have stepped into Venezuela by accident. So don't tell anybody, even though the whole world's going to know now. GS, great question for James Madresa. Hi, Diego. Madresa, what's going on? Good to see you. Furious Ram, you will be notified once the case is full. Yeah, Furious Ram. Just wait. I got the same email. I'm Adressa. I received the email from NVC and the status is ready. High five. And I'm trying to get an appointment There's no trying. Okay, listen up, guys. You don't try to do anything in here. You do or you don't. You either get the visa interview or you don't. There's no try. Okay, get the visa interview. Get her done. You can do it. The U.S. Embassy in Ankara. Is that Turkey? That's in Turkey, right? It says there's no available slots. There will be. There will be. Keep looking. Andrew Bryan, keep up the good work, Diego. High five to Andrew. Y05. Oh, so you have to let them know where you are going. You don't have to. Y05. Here's the thing. I did a courtesy and notified the U.S. government. I notified the U.S. Embassy in Bogota that I was in Colombia, where I live, and my phone number. I don't have to do that. I did it because as a courtesy, okay, just in case I get, what if, if I get into an accident, I'm in a car accident, or if something happens to me, the embassy knows how to find me and they can help me. But you don't have to. It's an option. But when I signed up with the embassy in Bogota, gave them my information to tell them where I was at, they said, what is your reason you are in Colombia? Well, I'm in Colombia because I'm waiting for a K-1 visa to get processed, which you guys take forever to do. I put it that way. And then I would get emails, a veces, sometimes I'd get an email, don't go here, don't go there. There's a protest over here. And I'd go check it out. I went to a protest in front of the U.S. Embassy in Bogota. There's 4 people talking about climate change. So I bought them donuts. And I said, don't breathe out. They said, why? I said, because you're going to breathe out CO2. Every time you breathe out, you're breathing out CO2. Isn't that what affects the climate? Isn't that what you're here protesting? Well, we're protesting big oil. Okay, you're protesting big oil. Well, you have plastic sneakers on, which are made from big oil. You have a jacket that's made out of plastic that's made from big oil. You have a cell phone in your hand that's made of plastic that's made from big oil. So go ahead and get rid of your shoes, take off your jacket, and throw your phone away. No, I'm not going to do that. Well, then why are you here protesting big oil? You're using their stuff, right? Anyway, this channel's visas. It's not climate change, but it's, some of these people protest stuff, okay, but they're hypocrites about what they're protesting. You understand, right? That the sun and the Earth's rotation and the wind currents, and the moon, the gravitational position of the moon to the Earth, and the sun's position to the Earth, all of that affects the climate. Volcanoes, a volcano erupts. One volcano erupts, and more CO2 is punched into the air than all the cars that ever existed in the history of cars. Those climate change activists need to be standing at the foot of Mount Etna in Sicily protesting the CO2 coming out of that volcano. See how long they last. Anyway, that's my story. And I'm joking, it's hilarious watching this. So Y05, no, you don't have to notify the embassy. You don't. Christopher, when you going live at 1 a.m. for the other countries? Question. See how many people sign on. Okay, how about this, Christopher? I'll go live at 1 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday night. Let's see if anybody's up. Amadressa, are they going to email me that when they empty the time slots? No, you got to keep looking. The embassy is not going to be babysitting you. You have to be looking. GS, standing ovation from England regarding your stance on climate change. I was watching a news report, and there were all these protesters in England blocking the streets in London with a big plastic sign that says stop big oil. They were holding a big plastic sign. They were holding a sign that was made out of oil. It's an oil-based sign, right? They're protesting something. They're protesting big oil. Okay, well, big oil runs the planet. Everything in my house was created with oil. This mouse pad is oil based. Everything. The button on my shirt is oil based. This hat is oil based. So if I was in England and the road was blocked by protesters holding signs that says stop big oil because of climate change, I would have went up to the protester and said, you need to turn that sign in and get a paper sign. Why? Because the sign's made out of plastic. Plastic is oil based. These people, honestly, my opinion, I'm not bashing anybody, but they have an IQ that's not very high. Okay. Let's see. John Labatt, Diego, the earthquake shifted the ground, so you were stepping on the wrong part of the land. Try again when you go back. Keep safe. Hey, earthquakes it's no fun, my friend. Karina called me in the middle of an earthquake, and she had her phone, and she was showing me on the live stream. The house was shaking. It wasn't fun. And the lady across the street, she died. Okay? Our neighbor across the street was from Venezuela. She was on the 5th floor or 7th floor of her apartment. She never experienced an earthquake before. She didn't know what was going on. She was scared out of her mind. The door to her apartment to the stairs was locked. She couldn't get out of her apartment, okay? Her roommate had locked the door when she left to go to work, so she couldn't get out. So what did she do? She climbs out of the window and falls 7 stories and splits her head open on the concrete and dies. And that's on a video. That was Karina's friend, you know. I believe it was a friend of hers. I'm not for 100%, but it was a neighbor across the street. The Venezuelan lady was scared to death. It cost her her life. If she'd have just stayed in her apartment and chilled out, she would have been okay. Christopher, okay, good deal. Maylet, I received the the NVC K1 FTP. Good. How long does it take to get a welcome letter? Probably 2 to 6 weeks. And the next step is wait for ready status. Alma Dresa, I have another question. Come on, what's the question? Intrinsic. Hello, Diego. My case shows ready at the NVC on 14 September. Why haven't I gotten the appointment letter for the requirements yet? Okay, if you have a ready status, do not be waiting on anybody to process your visa. You need to be proactive and start processing it. Okay? Go into the SIAC, go into Travel Docs, and get proactive and start getting your visa paid for, the DS-160 filled out, etc. Don't be waiting on the government. Intrinsic. Hello, Diego. My case shows ready at the NVC on 14 September. I haven't gotten an appointment letter. Don't worry about it. If you have a ready status, get to work on processing your visa. Ronald Casimiro. Hi, Diego. My fiance is also from Venezuela. Give her my best wishes. She's living in Colombia. Smart lady. We got approved in June. Okay. What do you mean you got approved in June? You got your NOA2 in June? What? Be more specific. I emailed the NVC for our invoice number and case number. We got it. The status still says it NVC. Okay. The embassy in Bogota, Ronald, is very busy. They are jacked up to here with work. Okay. Karina stopped by the embassy. She called the embassy. I called the embassy. They said they will process visas, but they're busy. They're jacked right up to here. But congratulations on your fiance from getting her out of Venezuela into Colombia. I'm very happy to hear that. John Labatt, I know I was in California when the Nimitz Freeway collapsed. Oh, my gosh. What a horrible experience that must have been. Alma Dereza, when I booked the appointment for the interview, can I go with my fiance to the embassy in Turkey? I don't remember. I heard that a petitioner, you have to be in the US when your fiance goes to her interview. Not true. Okay, I can answer that question. If you are the petitioner, if you are the sponsor, okay, there is no rule that says you have to be in the United States when your K1 visa applicant goes for her visa interview. That's not true. Immigration will ask your applicant, your beneficiary, when was the last time you saw your sponsor? Do you know what Karina's going to say? Do you know what she's going to say? Well, he's right here. He's standing next to me. Oh, hello, Senor Diego. ¿Cómo estás? Tu día bien? Sí, mi día bien, gracias. The immigration officer may ask me a question in Spanish or in English. I don't know. Who cares? I'll say, what's going on? You know, ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? Let's see. Mr. Nahas is talking to Al Madresa. Al Madresa, I truly appreciate your response. No problem. I'm here for you guys, okay? I am here for you. Giseleni, just curious. Haha, once Karina is in the United States and your process is over, will you continue to do K1 visa content? Related, yes. You guys like hanging out with me, don't you? You like the channel? Do you guys like the channel? Is it helpful? Are you learning anything? Okay. As long as you keep watching, as long as you keep learning, and as long as I am helping you and you find it beneficial, I will continue the channel. Okay. The only difference is Karina will be sitting next to me. Sometimes she'll be busy. When she gets her business started, she's going to be busy making cakes and doing her business. You know, doing her business, her entrepreneurship. But I'm going to keep the channel going just as long as you guys want it. This is for you. It's not for me. I mean, I know how to do a K1 visa. I don't have to do the channel. But there's lots and lots and lots of people that don't know the process. And they keep making stupid mistakes. And it's costing them time and money. So Karina said to me in Colombia, we were in Villa de Leyva. She said, hey, put a YouTube channel together. Do something. Here it is. Yes, I will continue the live stream, guys. Once Karina's visa is approved. Once Karina and I are married and she's here and we're waiting for our green card, her green card, I'll keep the channel going. GS Diego, please tell me the time scale between medical and interview. 2 weeks is the average. Amadresa, case approval letter, July 18th. Giselini, yes, actually, it's really helpful. Thank you for your services. Yeah, no problem. So long as you guys are learning something from this channel, I think a lot of you guys need help, with the process, not so much in not knowing how to do it, but you need an emotional strength to help you get through it. You know, it's not easy to do this. So I will be there for you and help you, okay? I'm here for you guys, okay? Kate Messenger, greetings, Diego and Karina from, there you go with that name again. I can't pronounce it. But it's an Indian name, right? Mexican, it's like from the Aztec or from the Incas. It's a native name from back in before the Spanish conquistadors came in there. And then, they had that big war. I can't remember, but I can't pronounce that name of that town, Kate Messenger. It's too hard for me. Amadreza, MVCK status, MVC status ready. Okay, if you got ready status, you need to start getting your visa processed. And just Lenny, I know we can't travel after we get married to our country. You can with a advanced parole, but I don't recommend it. But how long do we have to wait till we can go back? I would say till you get the green card. Wait until you get your green card. Don't be in a hurry to go back to the country you just came from. Karina is not going to be in any hurry to go back to Colombia. When she's here with me in America, we're going to focus on being here in the USA. Become acclimatized, become assimilated. She's going to become an American. She's going to become Americanized. Okay? Didivon, Diego, will everything that's happening with Biden affect the visa process? Okay. Now, I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, or whatever you are. Just don't be a communist, okay? Because communists are not welcome on this channel, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that because you look at a communist country and it's terrible. Look at Venezuela, North Korea, Nicaragua, communist China. Look at how their government treats their people. They're horrible governments, okay? The people we love. The governments I don't. Communist ideology is not welcome here on this channel or in this country. That's just a matter of fact. As for Biden, okay, President Biden has a hard time fighting. If somebody tells President Biden, okay, to go pick up trash in the corner, he can't even tie his own shoes. That's not his fault. He's old. He's old. He needs to retire. If he needs to retire and let somebody else be president. I'm not bashing him. I don't bash anybody's political beliefs, okay? You all believe what you want to believe. But what I believe in is freedom. President Biden does not believe in freedom for Americans, okay? He doesn't, and that's my opinion. He needs to go. Doesn't matter if he's a Democrat, if he was a Republican. His ideology is bad for our country. He is destroying our economy with his actions, okay? Biden's economy is like Venezuela's. Doesn't work. Communism doesn't work in America. We are a constitutional republic. Freedom, capitalism, freedom of speech, etc., etc., etc. President Biden should retire, go spend time with his family, and we need a president that can lead. K Messenger, thank you for that super chat. A salute to K Messenger in Mexico. And here is a salute to K Messenger. Enjoy your Mountain Dew. I actually work with a man who helped develop Mountain Dew. Well, that's good, because it's my favorite beverage. Now, when you get to the United States of America, the question was this. Will Biden affect the visa process? No. The U.S. government does not fund USCIS or the State Department to an extent. We do in fees. When we pay our visa fees, that money goes to fund USCIS. USCIS will continue to process K-1 visas, whether Biden is in presidency, whether he's in the old age home, whether he's on the beach, okay? Wherever Biden is, I don't care where he is, okay? But wherever he is, whatever he does, it will not affect your K-1 visa. Relax, guys, okay? The embassies will still process K-1 visas. We pay for the process, not the taxpayers. Although the U.S. government, the Congress did allocate some money to USCIS, but not a bunch. So the process will continue. Furious Ram, Diego, some people with later NOA 2 letters than me with a fiance in the same country as mine, Morocco, got their ready status before me. Does that mean something is wrong with my case? No. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your case. Your case is perfectly fine, but every K-1 visa is processed differently. Okay? Every visa is processed differently. And with that said, K Messenger, thank you for that Mountain Dew super chat. I've been talking for an hour and 33 minutes. I'll do a live stream at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll do a live stream at 1 o'clock in the morning, probably Tuesday, and see if I can help people in other countries in the world when it's daytime at 1 o'clock in the morning here. Christopher Stout, does Trump support the K-1 visa and married visa if he is president? Yes. Let me tell you about President Trump's position on immigration. Okay. He supports legal immigration. He supports the K-1 visa process, and he supports the spousal visa process, and he will not block it. President Trump does not like, this is what Trump does not like. He doesn't like people entering the United States of America illegally without our permission. Would you let somebody in your house without your permission? No. If you have a house or a townhouse or an apartment, whatever, will you let somebody just walk in and go in the kitchen and start cooking and making food and going in your fridge and taking stuff and wearing your clothes and asking you for money? How would that go over? It wouldn't go over too well, would it? What's the difference between that and people entering our country illegally. If you want to come to America, we want you to come, but you're going to be vaccinated. You're going to be checked for a police record. You're going to be vetted. You're going to be investigated, right? Trump will investigate you. He will vet you for medical conditions, and he will let you in and welcome you. Okay? Let me explain. President Trump's wife is a foreign national. She came to the United States on a visa. Okay? He's got no problem with K-1 visas, K-2 visas, work visas. His wife, Melania, is a foreign national that came to America on a visa. They got married. They're happily ever after. And with that said, I'm going to go make some lunch, guys. And let me see. Diddy Vaughn says Trump 2024. Let's see. John Labatt, Diego, we appreciate everything you do and say to everyone. We are also here for you if you need to vent. We are all here. Yeah, we're all here to help each other. Christopher, does Trump support K-1 visas? Yes, he does. Does he support married visas? Yes, he does. GS, MAGA Trump 2024. I agree. If you want to come, now President Trump lives probably about 10 hours from here. Okay? And he lives in Florida. He got sick of living in New York. New York, the taxes were so high, it was absolutely insane trying to live there. So he moved to Florida because the tax base is so inexpensive to live here. PB, thank you, sir. Guys, I'm going to be stocking up on Mountain Dew. PB, everybody. And then Fatia, wait a second, GS. Thank you, Diego, for your time. Good night. All right, GS. Linda Noche. Buenas noches. GS, MAGA Trump 2024. Okay, GS. When you become an American citizen, then if Trump runs for a second term, then you can vote for him. But you got to be a citizen first. Fatia, hey, my I-130 got approved. I-130, are you on a K-1 visa or a spousal visa? An I-130 is when you fill out a spousal visa and you haven't received a welcome letter. What kind of visa are you in? Rupert Cowell, my fiance got completed his DS-160, paid his visa fee, but we're not able to make an appointment for his biometrics. Okay, don't give up. You can do it. It says no slots available. Check every day. Check every day. Check every day. Christopher Stout, who will be the next one for 2028? Who will be president in 2028? Well, here is my prediction. Okay. I live in America and I watch the news and I follow the news, especially immigration stuff. And here's what I predict is going to happen. I predict that Trump is going to win the election in November 2024. In January, he'll be sworn in as our 46th or 47th president. Okay? He'll do 4 years. He will pick a strong vice president. He will run one more term. And his vice president, whoever that person is, male or female, doesn't matter, that person will then run for president and continue carrying the baton for Trump in 2028. That's my prediction. I don't think Trump will run a second term. I think he'll win. I think in January of 2024, he'll win the primaries. When California have their primary elections, he'll win. That will give him the nod to be the nominee for the Republican Party. He'll get elected in November, run one term, fix our country, put our country back on the right path, and take us away from this communist socialist ideology, put us back on the path of freedom and conservative, capitalism. That's my opinion. Let's see. Diddy Vaughn, I think you need to schedule the interview first. Yeah, could be. It's crazy how the media make it look like nobody likes him. You're right, but nobody I speak to in person, no matter what race, color, love him. Let's talk about the media, okay? President Trump doesn't call them fake news for nothing, right? Why does he do that? Because the media, the news media are not, they're no longer reporting the news, okay? They no longer report the news, in my opinion. Don't even watch the news. It's anyway, that's what I say on that. Juan Cruz, hey Diego, got welcome letter September 20th. It says they will notify me when they ship the case, okay? It could take a couple of weeks, that's true, but I've checked in and it says ready, and no one's contacted me. Okay, then what you need to do is email the embassy and say, I'm checking in, here's my case number, here's my invoice number, here's my beneficiary's passport number, this is her name and date of birth, what's the status of my case? The embassy will email you back. PB, Candace Owens, VP 2024. Oh, okay, I don't know who Candace Owens is. I haven't heard of her. But, you know, Trump will pick his vice president, male or female, doesn't matter, as long as she is a strong, freedom-loving person. What happened to the AC? Oh, I switched it off. I turned it off. It's like 68 degrees here. The temperature dropped pretty quick, okay? So I turned off the AC, and now I got all these lights on me. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 lights on me so you guys can see me. And now I'm sweating like a stuffed hog. But that's okay. When I get out of here, it's like it's in the back of the house. It's nice and cool. Juan Cruz, thanks. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Time, which is 1 hour behind Miami time, 1 hour behind New York time. I'm gonna go make a sandwich. Thanks for stopping by. And remember, I don't want to make this a political channel, okay? But when the U.S. Embassy sends me an email and tells me there's protesters at the embassy, and I go see what's going on, and they're climate change activists, I got to tell you what happened, right? It's just information. It's just information. People ask me questions. Is Biden going to shut down immigration because of if the government closes? No. Government's not going to shut down. If the government shuts down, visas will still continue to get processed. Okay? My opinion politically is I'm a freedom-loving person. Okay? I want you to come to this country, Mr. Beneficiary, from wherever you live in the world. I don't care what country you live in, whether it's Iraq, Syria, India, Philippines, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela. I don't care what country you come from. My request of you is when you get to America, learn the Constitution. Learn your rights, because the Constitution applies to you as a permanent resident. What does the U.S. Constitution mean? What rights do you have as an American resident? Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to own a gun, freedom not to speak to the police. If you're walking down the sidewalk and a police officer comes up beside you and starts asking you questions, and you don't have to answer questions, just ignore him. Okay? We don't live in a police state. We live in a free country. Come to America, learn the Constitution, learn what your rights are, become an American, become as rich as you possibly can be, although, the liberal mindset don't like that. When you come to America, become an entrepreneur. Figure out a way to become a millionaire. You can do it. Buy a big house, buy a big car, be happy, get married and have a big happy family and live your life. And I will see you guys tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time. And Diddy Von says, we don't mind your opinions. Juan Cruz says, thank you. And YO5 says, how long after my fiance receives her passport do I need to start the K1 visa process? You start it the same day. I will help you, YO5, with your K1 visa process personally, because your beneficiary is in Venezuela. Okay, I'm going to help you. With that said, I'm going to log out, and I will see you guys Monday night, 7 p.m.